going to do here, we're back to one kettlebell. I'm going to show you some lifts here I'm sure you've never seen before. And it's important to work your grip, but I also like to work other body parts. So we're going to implement this into some pressing, that type of thing as well. Like I said, all our kettlebells are relatively light, 25 pounds to 35. So start kind of light, get a feel of it. Basically just grab your kettlebell. There's two ways to do this. Basically you're going to pull it into a pressing motion and just stop it there. And you're locking it the whole time, keeping the kettlebell from turning over. Which is all grip strength, okay? Just right up like that. Basically it's between the snatch and the bottoms up press. Now, I just kind of muscle it up and stop it in flight. You may be able to do that if it's heavy for you that way. You can actually stop it with your other hand, basically just common sense. Just grab your kettlebell, place it like that, and then hold it in position. Okay? Okay, much more difficult exercise, similar to the other one. The other one basically was a press with it in the back position, the kettlebell. This one's going to be a press or lockout, whatever you want to call it, with it in the front position. In other words, it's going to be bending your hand this way, so it's much more difficult than the last, okay? Got to get a good tight grip, basically right there. Very, very difficult lift, even with almost no weight. Okay? Now I kind of muscled it up and started it once again. If you can't get in that position, don't try to fight it too hard. Just simply lock your arm out with your other hand, put it in position, and just hold. And if you can't press it, once again, lock it out in position and just hold. Anytime the weight in any angle that I'm showing you starts to twist your hand or bring your hand down, don't try to fight it. Just put your other hand there or just let it freely go to the ground, okay? Okay, what we're going to show here now, basically most of you are familiar with the bottoms up press. I'm going to show the bottoms up press, which most of you guys know, but it's a variation of something that we're going to go into. So bottoms up, you just you grab it and clean it and press it overhead. Just basically, we'll show you here. Just clean it and you press it overhead. Kind of an intermediate exercise. If you haven't done it, you've seen it. But I'm going to give you a variation. So we're going to use, you saw me how we normally would clean it. Basically, we're going to do a hammer curl, just locking that kettlebell in the same position with this 35-pound kettlebell. So it's a slow motion like a curl, where the kettlebell's kind of in front of you here like this, so it's constantly working your grip and your wrist, okay? And you don't even necessarily have to press it, you can, but basically it's just a traditional hammer curl. You're just muscling it down, or up rather, just a basic exercise. It's very slow, so it's fighting your wrist and your when you're in your grip at all time. Like I said, you can press it if you want, but the main thing is just have a slow, steady motion working against your grip with that one. Okay, I'm going to show you an exercise here we call the wrist rotation. And very, very good exercise. Once again with safety, start very, very slow and actually use your other hand as a support. And I'll do a couple sides with it. Basically, grab a very light kettlebell, lock it in this position, and I slowly turn it this way, lock it, bring it back. Just basically turn your wrist. Now, it's a very difficult exercise, so I strongly suggest with this one, even for someone that's advanced with kettlebells, got a strong grip, particularly at the start, just keep that supporting hand there. Even if you're not really using that hand, just keep it there for safety's sake. Do nothing else, let it fall on that hand, so if it does turn your wrist over, you won't get your wrist turned, it'll go right to the hand, okay? Just like that. And the other hand, it's the same way, just lock it up in position, turn it over, like that, maintaining the grip. Once again, I'm not using any support here because I'm used to the exercise and I know I can hold it. But I encourage you just to keep your opposite hand right there for safety's sake. Even if you can hold it, keep it right there just in case, because your wrist is not, it's a good position for gaining strength, but you don't want to be strained there by any means. Okay, so always keep your other hand there for support, even once you can maintain the exercise. Okay, but that's one of the best ones that you'll find. Like I said, just start kind of slow and build yourself up on it. I showed you a lot of different exercises. You may want to do all of these, but you'll probably find 2 or 3 or 4 of them you like particularly well for your own battlefield, and you can work on those particularly. If your time's limited, I would suggest doing one of the lockout presses, the flow of that, and then maybe like a frontal curl, and maybe one like the concentration exercise that I showed you. Okay. And now I'm going to show you one very good supporting exercise just for your lower arm strength in general. It's not with a kettlebell, but I just want to throw it in there because I think it's a very functional exercise to go with any kind of grip training.